Pamela Spence, medical herbalist here, and these are my clinic notes for the week. We're into November, and the chats I've been having this week have been about lots of people getting colds. So for that, there's plenty of advice in my earlier YouTube films, so just go and have a wee look there. The other thing I've had a big chat about today is about sleep, and I just suddenly thought, oh, it might be quite interesting to explain some of the ways that herbs can help. So lots and lots of people have problems with sleep. Some people just put up with it. Others have tried lots of different things. A lot of people are not keen on using sleeping tablets. GPs are also not keen on you having them, really, because they can become habit forming, and also because they can give you a bit of a hangover in the morning where, really you might not be so alert in terms of if you have to get up and drive early, for example. So they're not always a great idea. Temporarily, they have their place if someone is really distressed by not being able to sleep, but it is a short-term thing. So two of the key reasons why we can't sleep: one, because our digestion hasn't settled down for the night and it's still working away in the background, not allowing you to get into that really deep rest. The other reason, and the much more common reason, is because of stress or anxiety. So things like where you are, unable to switch your brain off, thoughts keep going on, or you get to sleep and then you start awake in the night. Start awaking would be a big sign that your adrenals have been really taxed recently and you really need to look after them and reduce your stress levels. Of course, women going through menopausal periods will probably wake up with hot flushes. That's a thing. Pain can keep you awake. Men, when you get on a bit, your prostate swelling can make you have to get up to the loo. There's lots of different reasons, but and all of those require, looking at them. But let's look at the most common way I'm probably asked to help people with sleep, and that would be around stress and busy head. So one of the questions I often ask is, when you wake up in the night, is your internal radio station already playing? So for me, is Radio Pamela already on? Do I wake up and there's already chat going on? I'm already thinking stuff by the time I kind of become aware of it. And that's a sign that, of course, you haven't managed to switch off sufficiently in order to get into a deep sleep. Herbs are not like pharmaceutical drugs at all. And one of the things that people are concerned about quite often when it comes to sleep is whether taking a sleepy time tea or a herbal mix will make them have that hangover feel in the morning, and it doesn't. The herbs cannot go into your body and force it to do anything. Pharmaceuticals go in and take over physical function. They are sort of laser sharp and very strong, and they will take over function, and sometimes we absolutely need that. Herbs can't do that. What herbs do is they go into your body and they try to support your body to do it the best it can itself. So they won't sedate. The way I explain it is they will allow. So if anxiety is causing you to not be able to get into a sleep state, because what happens is if you're anxious, your cortisol levels are high. When your cortisol levels are high, your melatonin cannot be produced properly. So melatonin is the hormone that puts you in the sleep state. And cortisol and melatonin have this symbiotic relationship. So if your cortisol doesn't drop in the evening, your melatonin can't be produced and you can't get into a deep sleep. Conversely, in the morning, you need your cortisol levels to rise to switch off the melatonin production so that you can actually get yourself out of bed. If you find yourself unable to do that, it's probably because your adrenals really are very tired and do need quite a lot of support. So one of the things we can do is we can relax the body, get it out of fight or flight. And what that does is it doesn't force you to sleep. It allows the sleep to come because the cortisol levels aren't high. Therefore, the melatonin can do its thing. Also, something like if your digestion is still rumbling around in the night, we can support your digestion and reduce your stress levels so that you can fall into a deeper sleep. this is where sleep time teas, are really, really useful. So having a cup of sleepy tea before you go to bed, and then maybe I usually refill it, my mug, and just leave it by my bedside so that if I do wake up in the night, I can drink it cold, and it's just as effective. I can get back into sleep again. Herbs that are really useful in this scenario would be things like Passiflora, which is the herbalist kind of go-to for an insomnia pattern. Also things that are calming like valerian or California poppy for a busy head. Chamomile is also a really, really useful herb for this because it has a chemical in it called apigenin that binds to the sleep receptors in your brain and helps to bring sleep. It also supports your digestion, so it's helping in that way, and it also reduces anxiety. So it's a really good herb, and you will notice that a lot of the sleep teas that are available will have chamomile as a base to them and then different herbs added on top. I know certainly the one that I helped to create with Twinings, we have a chamomile base with Passiflora, and there's some nice flavours of apple and cinnamon in there, which are really lovely and comforting and make it taste really delicious. So if you are having problems with your sleep, don't put up with it. If it's a minor thing, nip it in the bud before it becomes an entrenched kind of a thing that your body does, because the lack of sleep will affect everything in your body: mood, digestive ability, immune system, the works, whereas having a good sleep will support all of those things and more. Hope you're having a good week where you are, and I'll see you next week.